Hey guys, the Gaming Geek here, and welcome to this week's weekly roundup. As you can see behind us, we have a brand new set for the series, and yeah, let's get the episode started. So game publishers THQ haven't been very popular in the past few years. The games they made haven't done so well, and they've just not been cutting it. So, as we all expected, they are up for sale because, you know, they can't afford to be run themselves anymore. They need a bigger company to take hold of them and hopefully sort them out. Now, bidding is taking place, and it goes all the way up until the 22nd, and companies such as Sony are rumoured to be interested in the company, but I don't think Sony will actually make a bid because, you know, they aren't making a lot of money lately, and I don't think they want to take on another burden to the company that's going to leak money for a while until they get themselves sorted out. But if they went about it the right way, it could work well for them. THQ, of course, are popular for games such as Age of Empires, Darksiders, Saints Row, the old WWE games, if you guys played them on like the PS1, PS2. Those, you know, are all popular games, but they just haven't made any really good games lately. You know, Saints Row the 3rd wasn't really that good, and they've just not been cutting it. So hopefully whoever buys them makes good use of them and actually gets good games on the market from THQ, because as I said, they've just not been cutting it lately. Nintendo have recently announced a new Pokemon set of games called X and Y. They are the first Pokemon games to ever be in full 3D and also to be developed for the 3DS. So it's actually a full 3D world you can run through and see things rather than more like a top-down type game. Really interesting. The starting Pokemon for the game are called Chespin, Fenneking, and Froakie. Of course, the starting fire, water, and leaf Pokemons, not in that order of course, but it's difficult enough to remember the names, let alone remember which one is which. But still, the trailer looks really cool, can't wait for it. It's coming out on October this year, so it's a simultaneous launch, which is a bit unusual. This doesn't normally happen with Pokemon games. It's normally out in Japan first, and then North America and Europe together on a later date. But it is simultaneous launch on October, so stay tuned for that. As many of you know, this has been the week for CES, and Nvidia have actually made two announcements. The first one being their gaming tablet, which is called Edge. It's packing a 3GHz dual-core i7 processor, 4GB of RAM, a 64GB SSD, running on Windows 8, and it has the GT 640 Mobile Edition graphics card. And you'll be able to play all your games on it. There's so many different attachments that's coming with it. One to give it a full keyboard, make it look a bit like a laptop. One which encases the device and has control sticks either side of it for you to use it a bit like a control pad. And there's others that add actually USB ports. There's a really flexible what you can add to it and what you want to make it basically, but it is very expensive. It is around £1,000 mark, which you can actually get a very good gaming laptop for around that. So it's very expensive, and I don't see a lot of people buying it, especially in the current economic climate. But let me know what you think on the tablet down below in the comment section. As I said, this isn't the only thing that Nvidia announced. They also announced their Shield, which is a portable gaming device running Android Jelly Bean, and it's got a 5-inch Retina display, as I said, running Android, and it's basically like you've taken a gamepad controller and attached a phone to the end of it to give it a screen. It does also hook up to a TV if you want to play it on full screen on your TV, and it also does connect with any GTX 650 graphics card or higher, so that you can actually play your PC games directly on the device. Don't know how it's going to work because they haven't really talked about it that much, and it's quite confusing to a lot of experts on how it exactly works and why it only works at 650 or higher. But any of their Nvidia graphics cards with the Kepler architecture is going to work, and you should be able to play Steam games on it, so that sounds pretty cool. But yet again, it's at the higher end of the market, and in a market that's not really selling too well, as you know, the PS Vita isn't selling too well, and Nintendo had to drop their prices on 3DS because that didn't sell either. So it's quite a saturated market as it is, especially with all the smartphones we have, but maybe it could be the exception to the market, but I guess we have to wait and see. everyone at CES was expecting an announcement from Steam regarding their new Steam box. And when the device called the Piston came about, everyone was thinking that that's what was going to be the Steam box. It appears not, although that looks like what the Steam box was supposed to look like, and it works in the same kind of way, and it does run Steam. It's like that they are they're working with Valve to create the device, but it's not a branded Steam box. Apparently there could be other devices created by other manufacturers that also are running Steam, but they're still not going to be called a Steam box. And according to Valve, they actually have no announcements for this year entirely, and especially not anything to do with a Steam box. But there may be a branded Steam box that they support coming out in the future, just they're saying not this year. So that's quite interesting. Everyone was really getting hyped up about Steambox at CES, you know, saying, oh, you know, are they going to announce it? They're going to announce it. It's the Piston Steambox. No, the Piston does look very interesting. You can easily upgrade it, say if the new hardware comes out, as you own one. It's simple as buying the new fitted motherboard with all the components you need, so a small upgrade price, and all you have to do is slot the old one out, slot the new one in, and you're upgraded, which is very, very good. It makes, you know, the joys of PC gaming in your living room, and it's available for people that maybe don't want to mess with a computer, don't feel confident enough to do so, and maybe can't afford to do so. So that's it for this week's gaming news. That's all I have for you. And I did talk about the new DLC pack for Black Ops 2 in a video early in the week, so I didn't really want to cover it. So you can click in the description. I'll probably put an annotation here to go and view that if you are interested in the new DLC pack. But links and description to everything I've talked about this week. Hopefully you found them as interesting as I have. Don't forget to leave your feedback on any of the topics in that comment section. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you did enjoy it. But, as always, drink tea and game on.